In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use live loops in Garageband for iPad. Live loops in Garageband then allow you to create music like a DJ or an electronic music producer. So for students who may be not really into the more traditional music methods, then using your iPad in Garageband is quite amazing. You can then play and edit and arrange musical ideas in real time. Each musical phrase or loop is stored in a cell within a live loops grid, and you can start and stop the playback of cells while keeping everything in sync. Now first of all, before we begin, make sure that your sound library has got free instrument sounds and loops already downloaded if your iPad has enough space. If you've got a project already open, or whether you're even starting a new one, make sure you select from the touch instrument selection that it's selecting to live loops. And I'm going to just choose for the purpose of this demonstration EDM. When you load one of the particular preset packs, you'll see there's a range of different cells on the screen. And this template has got some really nice things. Now we work from left to right. So each of these has got its own individual cells, and each of the left hand side has got its own individual instruments. Much like the actual track view in GarageBand, we can actually do all of our editing and all of the things that we would normally be able to do in the other instruments. If you want to have more information about each of the touch instruments, especially using the live loops, then do check out the appropriate video in this course. So as you tap then, you'll have a count-in. And also what you can do is, rather than tapping individual ones, you can swipe down. So again, you can have lots of fun with that. So you can tap and stop individual ones, or you can swipe down a column from the top to the bottom, and it will bring in all of them. This is where it gets really, really interesting. Once you've played with the template, you can then create and record your own ideas. So you can then record directly into the grid. You can then add loops or audio files. You can then add regions from the tracks view as well. So if you've come up with something, you can even bring that in to this view, which is really, really cool. And then you can apply remix effects to add effects to your performance. So on the top right of this particular view, the live loops grid, you've got this option here where it says 1 bar. Now what you can do is you tap on that, and then you can then change the different quantize options here. Next to that, you've got the plus option, which brings up our song sections. And much like the track view, this gives you access to multiple different versions. You can select each section. So you can create patterns for each of these, and then it will then play that particular section. One cool feature is if you want to play the entire row, you can just basically tap the chevron at the bottom here and it will bring in the entire thing. So you can use that quite nicely to bring in certain sections as well and create really nice patterns. So instead of working horizontally, we're working vertically, with each of the horizontal ones being a different instance of the same instrument. You would not be able to have the same instrument playing, for example. So if I was to hold down this synth note at the bottom here, when I tap the one next to it, it cancels the one that was already playing. If I wanted two parts to play, similarly to the tracks view, you've also got the same options as you would do in the tracks. Change the volume of each of these. You can then solo, and you can also mute certain tracks as well. If you pinch and zoom on the track header, basically where the instrument picture is, and if you pinch and zoom, you can increase or decrease the zoom of the overall project. So if you've got more than one set of sections, you can then zoom out. If you want to zoom in, you can zoom in and get really, really close. So useful for children who want to have very few distractions on the screen. Maybe if you just want maybe 4 or 6 pads, then you can maybe have 1 or 2 instruments then, and then increase the zoom level of that. To navigate around the space then, you then swipe from the track header from the instruments, you tap the instrument header, and then you swipe vertically to move up and down the environment, or you can zoom out or zoom in. And if you want to move across, you do the same idea from the track header. If you have more than one section, you would just move across from left to right. But in this case, we only have one section on the one screen, so we don't move across at all. And then likewise, if you want to swipe out, you can get all of the different information of each track, just as we have done previously. We have mute, solo, and then the volume controls. If you're not sure about any of the words, check out the glossary of terms in the activity pack and resources. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.